to invite auditors. So today, as of today, auditors of the class are also participating through Zoom. That's why you guys see a lot more people in the room today compared to last time. This and potentially next would be the two most technical classes we'll have in the class. The lecture was originally created for a computer science class that I designed, but don't worry, it was heavily adapted to get simplified and sometimes oversimplified to require zero background knowledge. The reason why we wanted to have these two lectures anyways, even if they may seem a little too technical for non-CS or technical student, is because there's a lot of aura behind Bitcoin, and that makes it sound more complex than it actually is. It's actually conceptually pretty simple, and all these obscure puzzles that need to be solved, all these weird, sometimes sounding concepts are actually very straightforward if we tell you exactly what they are. Having said this, I want to give you the agenda for today and next class. We'll be talking about the following 5 topics and potentially some advanced topics if we have time at the end. So the topics are the following: cryptographic hashes, which is a very important cornerstone of what's needed, a building block of blockchains. They are possible because of this. We're going to be talking about what is a block, what then becomes a blockchain. Then we will talk about how Bitcoin puts these concepts together. And then most likely in the next lecture, we are going to talk about the security of blockchain and the security of Bitcoin. Why can we have anonymous miners or nodes, as they are otherwise called, being those people who are processing our transactions and we still trust them? That is all possible because of those cryptographic properties that Bitcoin and blockchain is utilizing. So without further delay, let's start with the simplest of the concepts, hashes. So a hashing function is a function, just like in math, there's a function that gets as an input an arbitrary length of data. It can be a text file, it can be a block in a blockchain. And as an output, it produces a digest of those data into a specific size. What do I mean by digest? It's let's say, a string-looking thing that always has exactly the same size. So no matter how big the data could be 1 byte, the hash of that data is still the same size. The data could be an entire video file that is giant. The hash is still the same size. So the function gets data and produces hash of those data. And an important property of this is that the same data will always result to the same hash. And one very popular such hash function, especially used by Bitcoin, is called SHA-256. It's 256 because the resulting hash has 256 bits, which if you translate it into hexadecimal digits, then you get 64 hexadecimal digits. That's why, that's how it looks. And let me show you this with a specific example. So if I click on this, it will open this software, which is open source software that I adapted slightly for the purposes of today's lecture, so that it can emphasize the points that I wanted to make. And I will point a link to the source code. I did not write the software, just modified it. So here's, but I like it because it's very visual. So here's an example. If I put as data the letter A, then I'm getting a hash, this hash down here. If I change this, then the hash changes significantly. The entire hash is completely different. Even though my input is only by one character different, I didn't see one character change in the hash. I saw the hash completely changing. And let's go back to A to see that the hash is still the same. You see, the hash of A is 559. And going back to A, again, 559, no matter what I do. And the data, as I said, could be arbitrary length there. Okay, it can be very long, and the hash is still the same size. Okay, Now, there is the concept that certain hashes are very secure, and that would be the content of the next lecture, where I will explain to you why this is important and how secure are they. But this property is making the blockchain